Hey guys, welcome back to D&D. Quick recap of the last episode. We finished the fight with the Yuan-Ti. We have made new allies. We've met another member of the Bracers. The girl in the Griffin apparently is a Bracers member. We've spoken to her about our mutual goals and also avoiding Belorin. And we've spoken to our other teammates and group members about what's happening. We have a large number of people invested in this outcome. There is a disturbing number of groups who want the same thing, and we expect that might result in problems on the flip side, because not everyone is going to be pleased with the decisions that we make when we encounter what's happening. But there's a lot of vested interest. It's very interesting going into it, so we're going to continue from there. We're on the precipice, on the verge of moving out to figuring out what the fuck is going on with this disturbance. So where are we at, Zygon?
All right, so you guys are long resting currently.
Yep.
Aiden has made you a roll for cooking.
An omelet.
Fairly mediocre. I mean, it's not vomit stew like it was this morning, but it's fairly mediocre stew that seems like an improvement in comparison, but it's food and it's warm.
He made it for?
He's made it for everybody, but he made sure Belorin got the very first bowl.
Excellent.
Taste tester. Okay, so we long rest successfully, or do we need to do rolls for watch or something, or?
I mean, are you guys gonna do a watch? Because
we have the ghost to watch. Like, they don't have to sleep.
I was sleeping.
Okay. I mean, you guys don't. You guys
asleep.
don't have to have a watch. So
Okay,
I don't.
sure.
All right, so yeah, you guys successfully sleep. You wake up around like
10?
9 or 10ish, 10, and you said you would go at midnight, so you got a few hours.
Yep. All right.
So
We
when
just go.
by the time you wake up, Aiden is sleeping. Question, Flint, where do you keep your phone-on book?
Probably in my pack.
All right, everyone.
It's not like under my pillow or something.
Yeah, roll me perception.
Everyone?
And everyone who cares.
I care. I want to
care.
read that.
All right, Fang and Flint, you don't see anything, but Finn and Belorin, you see Aiden, as you're trying to sleep, you see Aiden sneaking the phone-on book out of Flint's pack.
I, of course, approach.
And he takes it outside.
I move outside with him.
Okay.
I want to also follow.
Are you...
Okay.
Okay. Do I notice Belorin following?
Roll perception, roll stealth if you want to
He's
stealth.
right behind you.
I just want to... I asked, because I'm asking the DM, not because I think I
Right.
don't notice. I'm just asking.
Right.
It would
I'm
take a
not
nat
trying
20. Yeah, okay, then yeah, you absolutely notice him.
Okay. I say to Aiden, Aiden, you know I respect you. What motivates you to take from another party member's backpack?
He looks down in shame and he says, I wish to know more, Finn. This continent, I've been exploring it my entire life, and I was jealous by how the chief chose you and your group, and I just want to learn the history.
I pat him I put an arm around his shoulder and I say, Aiden, this is not the approach you want to choose for this. We respect you. We would be happy to share this knowledge with you. All you need to do is ask Flint if you could study this when he is not busy with it, and he would be happy to say yes to that.
I think he did, and I'm pretty sure he said no. Or he didn't say. Because remember when you first
Is
came
he saying
out,
this to me?
No, I'm saying like meta knowledge. I'm pretty sure he asked,
I
like,
have no
what did you
meta-knowledge.
learn? This is something he did. He asked, please tell me what you've learned, and you guys did not tell him the secret of.
Oh, okay, okay. Sorry. Then I phrase it slightly differently. I say, Aiden, I am impressed by your desire to know. Initially, you expressed interest, and we assumed it was a passing thing. but your continued interest suggests that this is something that actually matters to you. I on behalf of Flint will say that we would be happy to share this with you. All I ask is you don't take the book when Flint needs it, and in his off time we'd be happy to share any knowledge we encounter, and I'd be happy to discuss it with you. I don't mean to act superior to this. This is new knowledge for all of us. So all I ask is you don't secret the book. I will be happy to make a suggestion or a request on your behalf to Flint, and I think this would be something that would be perfect. Your continued knowledge only helps us as a group. So I respect your decision. Please just don't take this in the night secretly, because we could draw the wrong conclusions about you, and I know you're a better person than that.
Yeah, he almost starts crying at your words. Like, he just feels so awful about this. He's a good-natured person that just wants to know so bad, and now he feels awful.
And I lean into him and I say, "It's okay, my friend. Guard the book. We'll share this knowledge. Just beware of Belorin."
By the way,
Belorin, you're right
outside
there. Yeah.
No, I leaned in. This was quiet. This last bit was whispered. It was personal.
Rafa doesn't matter. Belorin isn't saying anything, but he's doing the hand motion like hand over the book.
You are? Belorin is?
Belorin is like, when he finished talking, I'm like, give it back. I'm not saying that, just the hand motion, like to hand over the book.
He looks at Belorin conflicted. He has had both information.
Does he look back at me?
Earlier, weren't you telling him to like try and get Belorin's favor?
Oh, absolutely.
This poor guy's probably so confused.
It's not conflicted. It's the same knowledge. Belorin is not to be trusted. Gain his favor, but understand he is not to be trusted. It's the same vein of the same decision.
Gotcha.
I don't know what this role means.
One-line piece of.
I don't know what this role means. I'm so conflicted on this role.
What did you roll?
I rolled a nat 20, but I'm not sure what that means.
That means
Well,
that
what-
Aiden references his personal history. What does he need to do in this situation?
I think
he knows
think-
that Flynn.
It definitely doesn't mean that Aiden does what
He
FilthyRobot
knows
says.
that Finn is his friend.
1000%
He knows
doesn't
that
mean
Finn is his friend, fucker. Finn's been helping him for episodes now.
So hold on. So here's what Aiden decides. He looks at Belorin. He says, I am sorry for the methods I chose for this knowledge, Belorin. I'm sure that I disappointed you greatly with this. Finn has already spoken to me about this, and I feel awful about it. I hope you can forgive me.
Don't worry, it's fine, Aiden. Just there will be time for a bit. All of us are interested in it, and we will get to know more about the phonons. But
He doesn't hand you the book.
stealing isn't right.
Now, so here's the thing. He doesn't hand you the book. He says, I will stay watch out here, and I will when you awake, I will return it.
We do have a lot of NPCs right now.
Like 100.
Yeah.
We could just
You
get
have to
rid of
first
Aiden.
ask Flint's permission.
I
Ask
speak
him
up. I speak
in the
up.
morning,
I say,
or like in the night,
speak up,
whatever,
I
like
say-
when he wakes up.
I say, Belorin, I think Aiden has been with us long enough that we can trust him with this. I will speak to Flint if need be, but I suspect that Flint needs this to study when he is available to study, but in the times he's not, surely Aiden could reference it. Do you
This
disagree,
isn't
my
about
friend?
trust. This is about doing the right thing.
I'm having nightmares right now. Like, all the black phonons are in my dreams, and I'm having nightmares.
All the black phonons are
pretty
centered
sure.
on me, fucker. You don't get any of them.
Yeah, and they are pulsing.
Terrifying.
They are pulsing. Your black phonons are going off
Something's
right
pulsing.
Okay.
now. I said I was having nightmares.
I trust you, Aiden.
His name
believe
is
you are really
Aiden,
helpful.
Belorin. Aiden.
Ballerin! His name is Ballerin!
What do I keep saying?
USB.
Yeah. Stupid names.
Doesn't matter.
I trust you, but for now, give it back where it belongs.
He hesitates, and he says, "If not now, then when? You will be traveling, and I'm not sure when I'll get another chance, but I trust you."
Look,
And he does hand the book back to Belorin.
is Fang like
Thank
awake
you.
at this point
No,
from the nightmares?
you're not awake.
Oh, okay.
No, he's not. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Okay, I
Also,
go
your
inside
nightmares are
then.
super intense, by the way. Like,
I know. There was some black shit going over
Out
there.
of
like,
character,
oh.
I don't have nightmares at all, so I can't really. Like I don't
No
have them.
nightmares? Don't have nightmares.
Never had a nightmare?
I haven't had a nightmare in probably 5 years, probably.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but never?
I
Ow.
don't have them.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
You guys-
he hands the book back. For Go Dream.
I like after receiving that, thank you, and I will go back and put the back to the.
I put an arm around Iden and say, "Look, I don't think you should think of this as a loss. This is actually a good thing. You express to the people who own the book that you want to have a part of it, and I think they'll say yes. Let's have a beer. Forget about this." And I pull up my chalice that like does the liquid
Yeah,
I
the
want,
jug.
that
yeah.
can
The
do all
beer
sorts of
jug.
things like
The jug.
acid and whatever, and I call it beer again.
Yep.
Beer, chalice, beer now. And we
It
get
gets
beer.
heavier. You get beer.
Bam. Yeah, I'm gonna say Iden, share a beer with me.
All right. You have beer with Iden. This
Excellent.
is how you have your moment. You had 2 hours. This could be part of it. It's fine.
Yeah, we
You
have
your
rapport.
moment.
I'm building
you're having
rapport
your rapport.
repeatedly with these people,
Yep.
so I can poison them against Belorin and other things. Not only that, I'm just saying that's one of the things I'm doing.
Belorin, what are you doing?
I went to put the book back and I go to sleep.
As Iden gets a little drunk, he says, "Belorin is the biggest buzzkill I've ever met."
I know, man. I know. I fucking feel you. But still, he's a good guy. He means well. We don't hate him. We just hate what he stands for.
You said I could have the book, and he's just like, "No, you can't have the book.
Arm
It's
around
the
his shoulder.
principle."
Iden, buddy. I promise we'll get you that book. Don't even worry about Belorin. He's a good man. He means well. He's just an ass. You know, an ass.
You're my best friend, man. And he puts his arms around you and just gives you a hug.
And I, without blinking an eye, without blinking any crocodile tears or anything, accept that hug and move on with the night.
All right. You wake up. Everyone wakes up.
What are you doing today?
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Iden is sleeping still, but everyone else can wake up whenever they want.
Okay.
Cool.
What's the plan?
Does anyone tell Flint what happened?
No.
Fuck.
No. Are you kidding me? Why would I tell you that? I had a personal note with Iden. I'm building trust. I build trust all the time with all of our relationships.
Right.
Everything
I
was
s-
fixed, so no.
Can I see that like Finn's aura is particularly malicious and
What do you mean
Gross
malicious?
to
That's
me
not
right now.
malicious.
I'm sure it
Oh.
isn't, but can I see that it is?
Okay, roll intelligence.
Deception,
No,
surely.
I'm sorry. Roll wisdom.
Deception,
Super
surely.
black aura around him.
Deception.
I mean, he's
I'm not-
looking at your aura.
You can't
I'm
control
not
your
being
photon.
toxic. I'm doing
You
what I literally think is best for the group here.
Hold on.
I know, as a black bard, you're
He-
doing, and it's
he-
toxic.
He's just examining your aura. You can't
Yeah.
interact with
You don't have
this.
any control over your phone on.
You don't have-
If you tell me this is how it works, I will believe you until it crosses me, and then I will cut you.
So you just examine his aura to see if you could tell any difference in how it was previously. And you see this mixture of red in the black as well. It seems that there is some emotion, some possible camaraderie.
Could be burning
built.
in amongst the plague. You don't really know.
Or destruction.
But you've noticed in general when you are looking at specific people who have multiple colors, it can sometimes be different in how it's perceived. So currently, Finn's aura is mostly black with a red, like, outer layer. And very similarly...
He could have had a red fucking donut with some black interior. You don't know.
And similarly, Lynn's aura is red with a very slight tinge of white. So
Licorice.
you see...
White?
You see... yellow. See, magic.
Yeah.
I always think magic.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, you see this influence of red in his aura now. And you're trying of how that interacts. Yeah.
I walk up to Finn and I say, Finn, I see that you have felt some emotion on this night. That you have gone beyond yourself and you have bonded with things around you, and that makes me proud.
I put a hand in my face.
I'm pleased.
As if this affects me, I say, please, don't pass this on, but this mission, these people, they're important to me. The outcome of this is important to me.
Nothing makes me happier than to hear you say that.
I pat him on the back. I don't make eye contact and I move on.
I don't roll in. I'm happy with that response. No, that makes sense to me.
Everything I said was totally honest too.
Yeah, he doesn't even realize that he's lying. He thinks that it's true.
Everything I said was true.
That's even worse.
I know you think it's true.
All right. So.
Onward.
It's
And
onward and upward.
Yes.
all right. So it's time to make
Could
a
be our
plan.
motto.
Right. So what's the plan?
It's nighttime.
Well, the snake is, or the sandworm, or whatever is it called, the dragon, or
It's gone.
it's gone. So
Chiefy recalled it.
Everyone has some form of mount, whether it be griffin, undead horse, or camel, in our case. So let's just all get on our mounts and just...
Fang Jr., let's go!
Yeah. Just go straight.
I do a running... Can I do a running mount onto Fang Jr.?
Roll acrobatics.
Actually, that's a good question. Where is Riker? We haven't seen him since...
I do a
Yeah.
running mount on Riker if he's nearby, but I'll take Fang Jr. for now.
Everyone roll me perception.
For where's Riker?
If you guys could
since
just see him
the
around.
fight, I don't know what happened to him, so...
Yeah, you guys are just like examining around trying to find his aura because I mean that's the easiest thing to see. Like if you can vaguely see him at all, you can see his aura generally. Is how it works. And even Finn, with your amazing perception roll, you don't see Riker here. He doesn't seem to be here. You can't find any traces of him anywhere.
All right, this is a problem for me though. I wouldn't just like kind of be like, "Oh, Riker's missing." I would be concerned because we negotiated an alliance, and this is a pivotal part of the alliance. This man has to be here. So where the fuck is he?
Here's what the sand dragon works. I just did a handout of what the sand dragon.
And
looks
is
like.
the person it's about to eat be Riker maybe?
Right.
Where
Does
does
the
Riker
Riker know that the sand dragon is away? I don't know
Riker
if
realized late in his life
that-
that he was a transvestite
no.
and needed to dress. He's gone out to face the dragon alone.
or with
guessing.
his reinforcements.
Belorin, you would know that Riker shouldn't know because the chief only told you three. So.
I don't know.
So what does my perception roll tell me about Riker?
I don't know.
So your perception is Riker is not here. There's no trace of him being here. Since you've slept, you have no idea where he is.
Fuck!
Did this piece of shit skip town on us?
I talked to Flint. Flint seems to think he's skipped town. I asked the guards. I assume those are the chieftain's guards.
Yep.
I asked them if they noticed Riker. I describe him. If they noticed him leaving or going.
They shake their head. We have not seen him since the battle. When he fled, he did not come back.
Covered.
I literally yell in the air in front of everyone. Fuck! What the fuck is going on here? I don't have time to talk to all these assholes. I have to walk across dunes. Every time I talk to this asshole, dunes. Dunes here, dunes here, dunes there, dunes here. It's dunes every fucking time. All right. So I stand up and I say, all right, gentlemen, Belorin, I'm going to go look for Riker. Please.
Hey,
take...
what about the woman? Like,
Belorin, please. I need to find Riker. If you want to talk to Lynn, you can talk to Lynn. I got to get Riker. Fang, what's up?
Fang has a very specific expression when he gets an idea. An idea, I think, is what they're called.
Fang, you have an idea. What's up?
Fang is having an idea. I'm having an idea, sir!
Fang, that's incredible. What is it?
The lady rides a flying griffin.
That's brilliant.
She can fly on the griffin and look around.
All right, that is a fucking I pat him on the back. I pat him on the back and I offer him a sip of my beer chalice.
I drink the beer without even thinking about what it might be.
Fang, I love having you along this. It's amazing. What would I do without you, Fang? You're incredible. Incredible, Fang. And I approach Lynn and I say, Lynn, we're missing a really... I hate to bring this to you, but I don't know if you know Riker. He was part of the battle with the Yuan-ti.
The coward.
The Yuan-ti. He was afflicted by a fear spell, and he ran. And I worry that his ego is not recovered from the effects of that fear spell. But he represents a powerful nation interested in this outcome, and we need to keep them appeased. We need them to think that they were done by correctly here. If they don't, problems will arise later. This will be a problem later if we don't address it now. I swear to you, I wish we could go now. We've been here for days now dealing with these people and their demands, but we have to find Riker.
She looks at you puzzled. She says, the interested party is another nation?
Yeah,
why do we care?
Because, as you well know, the goal of our guild is to contain these crises with a minimum impact. And the impact across nations, if we don't do this correctly for something of this note, would be huge. If a nation so close to the epicenter of this problem believes they were slighted or misappropriated or taken advantage of, that would be disastrous. And he is a member of that nation, a entity
leader,
and a leader of this nation, a member of this nation who is empowered to believe, to make that decision, and he is on our side and he's missing. We need to find him.
Well, I do not believe it is that important for us to deal with the cattle of the region, but if it would make you feel better, then we can take a look on my steed.
I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you.
And she climbs up on her griffin and she says,
"Can it take two? May I join you?"
And she offers a hand.
I take her hand, put my arms around her.
She pulls you up, and you get comfortable behind her. It's a pretty big saddle. It seems like it does seat two pretty well, even with the armor involved.
But to be fair, for like safety's sake, this is like riding a motorbike, right? I put my arms around the...
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Belorin feels envy.
I give Belorin the finger as I fly off.
Belorin, you don't want any part of that.
You don't know. Nobody
okay,
knows
Belorin.
that except for Finn. That is all meta knowledge. No one knows that except Finn.
Fang's heart knows all meta. Fang is a hermit monk and he senses these things.
Alright, roll perception with advantage, Finn. You're going up in the air. You're trying to find Riker.
Alright.
So we are waiting for them?
Mm-hmm.
We are not marching yet? Okay.
Man, we should have sent somebody with good perception instead of Finn. Oh, there you go. All right.
You have a hard time seeing this distance. It's not something you're very used to. But she points out a small figure you see going towards the anomaly, and you can actually see the anomaly much better from this distance as well. You see that it seems to be a giant castle, and the castle seems to be mostly in ruins, where it was once a great place, now eroded by sand and time. However, interestingly rebuilt with sections repaired with sand to complete towers and walls.
As the sandcastle expert myself, I'm very impressed. What I couldn't do with spit and saliva, I've seen done on a large scale, and I'm impressed.
In between the camp and the anomaly, you see a small figure moving towards the anomaly.
I point it out.
A single person.
I tap Lynn ahead of me and I say,
Riker, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm not sure if she's seen it or not, but I say, Lynn, that figure down there, that looks like Riker to me. Can we approach?
And she does. She gets the altitude back down, and you guys swoop right next to him and land in front of him.
And it is him.
Yep, it's him.
And he's just going forward on the sand.
Just walking.
Riker, what the fuck are you doing? I say as we land.
Ah, I see you have awoken, my friend. Come, let us investigate.
Riker, we spoke about terms. We spoke about agreements. We spoke about how we would do this. Why are you here alone? Why are you here ahead of everybody else? We have agreed upon what we would do for this. Why are you here?
Please call him an idiot.
I'm starting.
He just gives a little half shrug and he says, "Too many cooks in the kitchen. I had to take a look myself."
Riker, you understand how many invested parties there are. There is your empire. There is the nomadic tribes. There are the bracers. There are the Empire of Forland's fucking spectral knights. There are so Riker, I struggle to even convey to you the importance of this. Please listen. There are so many people invested in this outcome. Why are you disobeying? Why are you breaking the agreement that you made with us? This is insane. Please, for the sake of everyone, abide by what we've spoken about. We would be happy to do this with you. We'd be happy to bring you with us. Why are you here first? Why are you here without the rest of us? Why are you here in discordance with the agreement we've made?
Because I don't need you anymore.
Riker, you fucking fool. You're here alone in a hostile desert with 5 other parties interested in this. You might think you don't need us, but you are woefully, childishly ignorant of the truth of this. You absolutely need us here. I need you to step back and acknowledge that you are part of our group, first and foremost, and that you will abide by the decisions we make. If you don't, I can't guarantee your safety. And you need to be aware, in this moment, you are not safe.
Is that a threat, Finn?
Is he asking me, or are you asking me as DM?
Yeah, let me ask his DM first so he can interpret.
I want to call his attention to the fact of how precarious his position is. I'm not directly threatening his bodily harm, but I want him to know that he is here as part of an agreement we've made, and he has no allies anywhere around except us.
Okay. However, as a character, he's still going to ask that.
He asks me, is that a threat?
Is that a threat?
And I say, Riker, you fool. I am probably your only ally in this region. I'm the only one who gives a shit about whether or not you die or live here. And again, I say this with your best intentions at heart. Be part of the group here. There are so many people whose interest is here now that you can't break apart, be a lone group here. the lone nail gets hammered down, you will be the fucking casualty for no reason. Don't be a fool. Be part of this. You can still get the information that you need. You can still report to your empire. You will have lost nothing. But by going ahead on your own, you risk everything.
Lynn actually is going to chime in now, and she says, "What do you want with the anomaly, Riker?" And he looks at her and says, "To possess it." Do you have a problem with that?
He said that to her or to me?
Yes,
problem.
to her.
This guy's a fucking idiot.
No,
he says
he's
that
like
to
a
her.
boss monster, and he's gonna kill them both.
Yeah. It's like being set up to be like an enemy. Uh-huh.
The guy is trash, but like nobody likes him.
I mean, that's just his character. I'm just saying, like,
No, that's fine. That's fine.
That's what he
No,
says
no
to her.
complaints at all. It's great.
that's what he says to her, and she looks at him.
I'm behind her on
And
the
just
mount, right?
Yeah, and you can't really see her face that well.
I rest a
but-
hand on her leg, and I move my head into her ear, and I say, "Caution, our guild name is in." What's the word I'm looking for? Shit, I just totally blank. Our guild is represented here. Beware the words you say, despite the meaning. This man is clearly above and beyond his station, above and beyond what he can do, but nevertheless, choose your words carefully despite our actions. He can't be allowed to do what he's done. Can't be allowed to continue on the course he's set.
Yeah, you see her physically hesitating, and you can see her red phonon aura shimmer in almost rage, but she does nothing.
What does she say?
She doesn't say anything. She's just like seething.
I
right now.
answer. I hop off the mount and I approach Riker.
Okay.
I walk towards him and I say, "Riker."
He as you approach, he's wary.
He's wary.
Yeah.
I stop as soon as he makes. What does he do to be wary?
He doesn't like draw his sword, but he like gets in a stance almost like
As
just
soon
like,
as he makes that I want to react. I want to react to
Okay.
what he's done. As soon as he makes a movement to be wary of me, I want to stop.
Okay.
How far away am I when I stop?
I would say about 30 feet.
30 feet. Okay, that's fine. I say to him, "Riker, we talked, we spoke, we made an agreement. Were you under coercion? Do you not remember? Tell me, friend, from your perspective, what happened? We have spoken about this. Why are you here now?"
Trying to think how he would answer that. Okay. He still seems wary. He's watching your every movement, and he just says calmly. He says, "I understand, Finn. I have deceived you. I have deceived our trust. What would you like me to do?"
Riker, I say this now, not for my own interest, not for our shared interest, but for your interest. You are alone. You are alone far from home. You are alone far from home with a number of individuals whose interests lie outside of your own. I don't mean this as a threat, but I want you to understand that what you say now will impact the rest of your life.
Okay. Roll me persuasion.
That is so fucking threatening.
Yeah. So I had you roll persuasion for two reasons. One, that was like the most threatening non-threat I've ever heard in my life.
Yep.
And
He's in a fucking precarious position. He's done something really stupid with a
It's
bunch of
true.
people who aren't his
It's true.
friends.
Yeah, it's true. I'm just acknowledging I need you to be persuasive about it.
Okay.
And you were okay, yeah. Yeah, he didn't roll well. definitely. So he looks at you. He lets his guard down.
Okay.
He lets his guard down. He says, "I will follow you, Finn."
Riker, I'm so glad that you've chosen that. I don't mean this in any way threatening to you. I know there's no way it can't be interpreted that way, but I understand that. I want to acknowledge right now, we made an agreement. We made a pact. You, myself, and my companions, we made a pact. And I want to abide by that pact. You agreed, you negotiated to be an observer on the next step of this journey. For your empire, for the knowledge of your empire, so that your empire wouldn't be entering into this era blind and clueless as to what happened here. And I respected that, and I want you to understand that I respect that. But now is a very critical moment. You are in discordance. You are in violation of that agreement. You need to step back and follow the leadership who are here now. You've agreed to be part of that, and you are right now in total loss of that. You are not in agreement with that. You agreed to step back and let other people lead, and you are here leading on your own. That's not okay.
He nods in understanding, and he reaches for his pack.
I'd like to insight check that. Is it a hostile action?
Okay, sure.
Insight, you say. All right.
What if his troops weren't actually recalled? What if he told his troops to
I'd like
come back after a
1,000
day?
undead on fucking horses. They'll ride them down. They'll ride Belorin down at the same time. We won't mention that, but the rest of the people will die. It'll be fine.
Being a complicated situation, it was at first kind of hard to tell, but he's being very basic in his movements. He's being very careful so that you know that this is not a hostile action.
Okay.
And he reaches into his pack and he tosses you the bag of coins.
The bag of coins.
Yes, he had a bag of coins in his
The
pack
one you wanted
that
to
you saw.
I
And
I
he
pick it up,
toss-
I look at it, and I let him see me looking at it, and I toss it back to him. And I say, we've talked about this. I don't begrudge you that attempt, but this attempt needs to stop here. I'm a member of the Bracers. My party is a member of the Bracers. We are here under very official orders. I cannot accept your bribe, regardless of my interest or lack of interest in it. This needs to stop here and now. This is me doing you a favor. If you fuck this up, you're going to die. Not from me. This isn't a threat. There are too many vested parties, too many vested people with interest in the outcome of this situation. You can't fuck this up. If you care about your kingdom's interest in the disturbance, in the disturbance of the phonons now, you cannot be arbitrary, you cannot be dissident, you cannot be bizarre even with your outcome here. You need to toe the line. There are dozens of interested parties here. There are hundreds of thousands of lives on the line here. You need to wake the fuck up.
He attempts to stop you.
Okay, what does he say?
He says, I think I'm going to take my leave.
Take your leave.
And he doesn't pick up the coins. He leaves that in the sand, and he starts walking the other direction towards back the camp.
You have about 10 seconds to explain yourself. Take your leave. You have no interest in the outcome of this. You have no interest in what we're going to find. You don't care. What do you mean, take your leave? That's literally insanity!
He just chuckles. He says, if I go with you, I don't get what I want. You are right. I am risking my life for this. And if I am looking for something great for my empire, I will find it somewhere else.
Clarify for me for one moment. Pause for a second. Tell me, what is it that you want?
I want greatness for the empire of Razhambir. And this, while in my great interest, is no longer worth the risk. As you said, I am alone without my troops, without my commanders, without anyone but me. I am alone here with ghostly knights, with bracers, with tribesmen, and with whatever the fuck that is. And he points back at the anomaly.
Can I make some sort of check to test how big this coin purse is he's tossing on the ground?
Perception, sure.
Perception, okay.
You would guess it's about 100 coins of some kind.
100?
Of some kind. So maybe
You don't know what coins they are.
maybe more valuable than gold.
You don't know. It's a coin purse of about 100.
Do I have any... Okay, the people here are me, this
Lynn,
dude,
and him.
and Lynn.
And Lynn.
Do
Yep.
I get any sense of Lynn's response to his response to me?
So, Lynn was seething before when you got off her mount.
Okay.
And it seemed like, in the interest of her agreement with you, she was holding back.
So I
Her
get the
belief.
sense she's holding back behind me.
Yes, like
She's angry. She doesn't like this shit. She is
Yeah.
holding back.
Yes.
I take a moment and I turn to Lynn. And I say, as I said, Lynn, I appreciate your being here. And I wish to tap your knowledge. What do you think of this change in his attitude? How do we interpret this?
I need you, just in general. I'm trying to think what check this might be.
Sure.
But Lynn right now is trying to read your intentions. She doesn't have phonon vision.
Sure.
She is trying to read your intentions and your previous experiences with this guy. She's trying to get that context out of your conversation, your words with him.
Okay.
And so I need you to roll me something to hide that intentions. Like to
I'm not sure
you're,
I wanted
you're,
to hide my intentions. I want Lynn
So-
to be angry at him.
So okay, so you're just gonna be complete. Well, she's also trying to judge you as a person. She's
That
not
I
just
wanna
judging
hide.
him.
So what?
Yeah,
do I
that's
do?
what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Persuasion.
So, I guess persuasion because you're
Persuasion.
trying to persuade that
I would
like
be happy to
you're
roll
you're
persuasion.
humble. Yeah, you're humble. Like okay, yeah, great. Definitely make that.
I'm
So,
a humble dude. What can I tell you?
She seems puzzled at you then. Like she's looking at the coin purse. She looks back at you and she says, "I don't know exactly everything that's going on here, but I am glad you are making the correct choices then."
All right. Then I respond with, excuse me, the port went down the wrong fucking windpipe. I respond with, that was the wrong fucking call. You can't bribe your way out of this. I've just spoken to you for 10 minutes about the correct decision, the proper decision, the moral decision here, and you've attempted to bribe me. You don't get it. It isn't about your money. It isn't about your empire. This is about humanity. This is about the future of our species. And you want to fucking throw money at me.
As you say this to Riker, Lynn goes over and picks up the coin purse, pouch, bag. She draws her sword, she tosses it in the air, and she's going to attempt to cut it in half.
It's fine.
She cuts it in half, and platinum pieces scatter across the sand.
Lynn,
So about 1,000 gold.
Lynn, you know as I do, we are members of the Bracers. We aren't prone to some petty fucking paltry amount of finances here. We aren't driven by money. We are here for a better reason. A reason above and beyond this shit. And someone has just sullied our honor. Riker, you're walking on fine fucking existence here.
Thin ice.
You are...
Then I,
No, not thin ice. You're past
It's a
thin ice.
desert campaign.
We're here. You're on quicksand, if I might. You are moments away from losing your head here. Tell us why we should
not a
spare
threat.
a man. No, now I'm threatening. Tell
Okay.
us why we should spare a man who has attempted to bribe us away from the goals of our fucking member state. We are here specifically to alleviate the belief that one party might benefit from this or one party might take advantage of this. We're here specifically to keep the balance, and you are here spitting in our face every time we attempt to include you. You want to just throw that away and argue that you deserve the better. This is it. This is your judge, jury, and executioner. Tell us why you deserve to live. Tell us why you are better than everyone else who has approached this. Tell us why you think you can bullshit us when everyone else has been honest. You have your moment. We won't kill you for telling the truth. But here we are. This is your chance to talk or die.
He takes a moment.
I hope
as
he
if-
kills you.
He takes a moment and he's just carefully gathering his words.
Why did we send Finn?
I don't know.
He,
Wait,
looks-
he's our bard, though.
Yeah, I know.
he looks back and he says, I seem to have not conveyed why I am leaving properly. I see why you are so upset that I am walking away from this. Let me reiterate what I am feeling. I am defeated, Finn. I have lost. I do not wish to play this game of political interest with these 5 parties anymore. I have my own empire to think about here. And me dying here to you, or to going to this castle now, when I no longer believe it is in the interest of my empire, is a lost cause. You are better off without me, Finn. You have defeated me. Let me leave.
Riker, this has never been about defeat or victory. This has always been about the same thing. The thing that we are attempting here is that this is a discordance, this is a interruption, this is a disturbance in what is natural. All of us want to know what that is. The Bracers, as an independent party, want to know what this is. You, as a representative of your empire, want to know what this is. Why are you deserting now ahead of time? We don't know what this is.
Why do you need me, Finn? Why can't I leave?
You missed the point. I don't need you. I don't care if you're here, but it benefits you to be here. Your empire wants the knowledge of what this is. And you're right, I don't need you for that. But nevertheless, as a representative of the Bracers, I want harmony among the empires. I don't want the empires to be at discord. I want you as a member of your empire to see what is here so you understand that this is not a threat to you. So you understand this was a disciplinary, multi-empire approach to the same problem. So you understand you weren't wronged. You represent to me an avenue to your empire to say, this wasn't us fucking you. This wasn't anyone fucking you. This was the world, fucking everyone, and here we are dealing with it. So I don't want you one way or the other. I don't give a shit if you're here or not. But I do care that you are here as a representative of your empire to see that this is not us actively hurting you. So that's why I want you here. That's why I care if you're a part of this. Nothing to do with you whatsoever, but everything to do with why we're here. So tell me, why the fuck are you running away? Why are you disappearing now at this pivotal moment when we have all the appropriations? We have everyone saying, this is now the time we can do it. Why are you running away? Because it reeks to me of hypocrisy. It reeks to me of war. It reeks to me of some ulterior motive. We're here approaching this. Why are you choosing to deliberately abstain from that?
Lynn at this point is very confused. She looks at you and she says, why do you involve him? It is our duty to not involve other empires. Let him leave, Finn.
Lynn,
he is leaving of his own accord.
I turn to Lynn and I say, it's not our duty to allow other empires to leave. It's our duty to abstain from conflict between the empires. It is our duty to make sure that no one is going to war over this. We're a neutral party trying to keep the world neutral. And this is the moment when that happens or doesn't happen. Our actions here will reflect on that permanently. If we are possessive or exclusive about this is a moment of power. Power is found here now. If we say only we can approach the power, of course we will cause enemies among everyone. This is power in the rawest sense. Power from nature. Power from the exception, the difference, the absolution, the removal from people. This is nature's power manifesting now. If we try to claim it, we will cause enemies among everyone. If we try to diffuse it, we will cause allies among everyone. We can't fuck up on this. This is so incredibly important to our cause. How can you call for me to ignore this man or to abolish this man from these decisions? This man represents the empire immediately closest to this. If we remove them from the negotiations, we remove all powers in this negotiation, and we assume ownership of this power, and we assume dominance of this power. And that means we care about the outcome of this power. And that is not the bracers. We are not looking to get stronger from this. We are looking to maintain the status quo, not advance ourselves in that situation.
I agree with you, Finn. I do. I don't see your method quite as clearly as you do. I feel like I'm trying to think how she would say this. I feel like you are getting too involved in the matters that aren't the bracers. You are correct. It is our duty to remain neutral. But the status quo is not our duty. If Razhambir starts a war, then that is on Razhambir. It is our duty to investigate the Phonon disturbance. It is not our duty to keep the peace of nations.
I actually encourage this as a negotiator in this situation, because my primary target is actually not her. My primary target is him. So hearing that from her, vocally said in front of him, is actually beneficial to me from a negotiation standpoint. So I take a moment, I pause, I don't refute that, and I say, your perspective is noted. As your leader in this moment, I wish some time to figure this outcome out. Please, I hear your thoughts, and I think your thoughts are logically valid. But let's take a moment and hear what the representative of the Razhambirians has to say. And I turn back to him and I say, please, take your moment. Tell me, what do you have to say about this?
If you are so keen on taking a representative of Razhambir, I will go with you. But it is no longer willingly. I will be your prisoner of political power if that is what you want. As the representative, I will go back to my people and I will explain what this is if that is what you want.
Do I know his name? What's his first name?
Our. H-O-U-R. Our. Our Riker.
Our Riker. We haven't had much time together on this earth. But you're saying something extraordinarily stupid. I exist here as a representative of the Bracers. I don't
He
exist...
cuts you off again. He says, you have been beating around the bush, Finn. Tell me what you want. You have an objective here. If you want me to go, I will go. If you want me to come with you, I will come with you.
Offer this. No, I don't. I don't threaten anything. I offer this once more. I offered. You hear the words I choose? Offer. You are not in power here. Your empire, as strong as it is not in power here. Your empire, as strong as it is something we wish to include here. We try so hard right now to include your empire here. And you fight us on this. Listen, your options are limited. We don't limit your options, but your options are limited. You can A, be a part of this, or B, not be a part of this. I understand to you what it means if you are not a part of this. I understand that means for you war. That means to you assault. That means to you upon these people not being recipient of your empire and your status. I get that. I'm trying to avoid those repercussions with you right now. Me talking to you, me a representative of the Bracers, to you a representative of your nation. I try so hard to keep that in mind as we talk about this. But what you say avoids that. If you want to bow out now, or you want to restrict that now, you will lose access to this phenomenon that you have been sent to identify. You've been sent to investigate. If you don't want any part of this, that's fine. But you must understand what that means. You'll be not a part of the decision of what this means. And this is hugely impactful to everyone here now. How can you tell me that you don't care about the outcome of this? And if you do care about the outcome of this, how can you tell me that you're willing to ignore all the other people involved in the outcome of this? It literally is insane to me. I'm a diplomat. I'm a member of a neutral organization. How can you tell me you don't care about this? Tell me that again, and I will make decisions based on that. But I scream to you. I bow to you. I yell at you. I don't know how to say this. I emotionally involve you in my sense with this. How can you argue that you have no care of the outcome of this?
Because at this point, how do I want to word this? Okay, I think he's going to be very bluntly say, because at this point, what my empire seeks is power, and I cannot see an outcome that will appease them. So I would rather go back and report to them that it is simply just lost. If I go with you at this point in time and then go back, they will ask me why I have failed. And at this point, I would rather say it is lost and move on as a representative, as Rezhambir.
You don't believe that even if this power is lost to you, you don't owe your nation the best explanation of what this power is. You don't believe it is in your duty to accompanying us to where we're going to find this out and experience it firsthand and report that. Because that seems to me to be an absolute requirement of your duty.
He looks at you and he says, "No, Finn. That is your duty as a bracer."
Well, my friend, I think you will take some time to believe this, but I mean this in my absolute best spirits. I mean this truthfully as much as I can. Good luck to you, because you're going to need it. Because you have literally entered into a discussion among empires, and you have begun this discussion by ascertaining that your value to this discussion is 0. You've begun the negotiation by identifying your personal value as 0. And I cannot and will not believe that that is the tact that any sentient individual, any individual with any self-worth or self-value would ever begin with. Because you have said, I don't care about the outcome, and I'm happy to share that with everyone involved with that. And I do not understand that. Good luck to you, my friend. I wish you the best, but I expect never to see you again. You're muted. Still muted.
I don't know when that happened.
There you go.
He looks at you and he says, "I understand your frustration, but whether I go or whether I don't go..."
Can I stab him while he's saying that?
You could try. But I'm not sure if I'm getting his point across. He's saying that whether he goes or not, it doesn't matter to his empire. He's a failure. Like, it doesn't matter to him. Like, it literally to his empire, whether he goes and fails and whether he goes home and fails, it doesn't matter.
He was very clearly sent here to claim the power, and any result that is not him claiming the power is failure, and so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But outcomes do matter there, because his empire can see his failure as tried and didn't make it. Didn't make it, or
let me
tried
add
and was
that. Let me
thwarted.
tack that out right at the end. Let me tack that out just to make that in character. These are my orders, Finn.
I say to him, well, I thank you for your clarity. I wish you the best of luck in your mission. And then I walk away from him. Does he do anything as I walk away from him? I'm paying extreme attention to him.
He turns around and he starts walking. Not
Away.
towards the anomaly, but away from the anomaly.
Okay. I approach my group, and that is Belorin. That is Flint.
So you get.
Fang.
It's just you and
It's
Lynn,
just you and Lynn right now.
and the Griffin in the middle of the desert, all alone.
And
Okay,
Lynn,
I approach them and I say, he needs to die.
To the Griffin or to Lynn?
What do you mean to the Griffin? I'm not talking to a fucking horse. I'm talking to the sentient individual riding the horse. Are you kidding me? To the Griffin?
Little Fang.
Excellent. So you tell Lynn. Does Lynn respond?
I say to Lynn, Lynn, he has rejected our entire premise for being here. His ability to respond to his superiors will result in pain and suffering to the individuals here, will result in resistance to why we're here. He needs to die. I don't hate the man. I don't dislike the man. His reasons for his resistance are reasonable in his shoes, but nevertheless, they are totally in discord to why we're here now. He needs to die. Do you have anything to say?
have you ever heard the proverb about a hydra?
Tell me.
You can cut off one head, but it will grow back 3 more.
This
is not the man that we have a problem with.
I disagree.
He is simply one head of a nation.
I disagree because the premise of that belief is predicated on the fact that the Empire knows it's a Hydra.
So she looks at you and she says, I see worth in what you want here. I understand why you would like him to go peacefully and be involved in this.
You misunderstand. I don't want him to go peacefully. I want him to go peacefully.
Are you going to fight him alone, just you and Lynn?
Sure.
Because if not, then... Okay.
And yeah, and she looks at you and she says, I see 3 outcomes to this currently.
Go on.
Either he goes home and the Empire knows that he failed. He dies here and the Empire knows that he failed. Or he goes with us, then goes home, and the Empire knows that he failed.
The answer is 2. The answer is he dies, the Empire knows it fails. The Empire does not know why it fails, and the Empire does not be able to continue on the fact that it needs to expand, regardless of the cost, regardless of what that means in these circumstances. We need to send an extremely clear message to this Empire that expansion is at the cost of someone else, and if it wants that expansion, it needs to negotiate that. We cannot allow the Empire to believe that expansion here is unlimited and free. And this man represents that. This man is walking away from the cost of this, willing to say on his way out that I am not negotiating. Willing to say that the cost that others have paid to be here is meaningless. We cannot allow that. He may need to die here, so be it. We are bracers. Our allegiance is not to his Empire, our allegiance is not to him. He seems a good man, and I respect him for that. But our allegiance is not to him. Our allegiance is to the greater good here. And the greater good here is to acknowledge that this expansion needs to die here. And he represents
Roll me
that problem.
persuasion. Because bracers are not really for the greater good. That's not really what they're for.
Oh, really?
We are supposed to be neutral, not great.
They're neutral. They don't care. Like they're mercenaries, basically.
What am I rolling?
We've taken jobs from the Rozhamdir people before.
Sure.
Like
What am
the
I
Evil
rolling?
Empire.
You're rolling persuasion.
Persuasion. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I'm a bit drunk.
I understand why you want to do that, but I like it should be
Hey, get
against
23, asshole.
what
Go
you
on.
believe in, or like.
It was actually pretty close. She got a 22.
Ah, rip bitch.
So you're trying to actively convince Lynn to attack
Yeah.
Riker with you right now.
This guy's take home was, okay, if this doesn't go our way, I'm going to report home and continue on.
Yeah, I can see the value of
Shutting this
limiting
fucker up.
information that the Empire gets, because he doesn't return. I can see that.
She reads you for a moment, and she nods. She says, "This is not the Bracer way, but if that is what your command is, I will follow it."
This here is not the Bracer way.
Killing another man for the Empire, getting involved in their whatever their scheme is. It could be world domination, Finn. That is not
Lynn,
our
I believe you, except for the fact that reality doesn't work that way. Reality does not say, okay, these people are involved. We're bracers. We are literally the only independent party. The Empire of Rozhamdir does not send the representative of the Empire of Rozhamdir to be like, oh, we're not involved at all. We'll take the neutral outcome here. The
Then
Empire of
why don't we
Rozhamdir
have
sends
a representative from every nation in the area, Finn. That's not what we do as
you kidding me?
bracers.
They send their
Yes.
representatives to represent their interests. Our
No,
goal as bracers.
we are the representatives. That is what we're hired for. That is what we do as bracers. We represent everyone in this. We're not supposed to take them with us. We're not supposed to give them information.
It hurts me to hurt your naivety here.
If their goal is world domination or whatever it is, that is their goal. It is not our job
It
to
hurts
stop
me.
them.
Why do you think empires exist, Lynn?
And then he taught me poli-sci in the desert. Oh, I think this man's gonna be great for you, Lynn. I'm so happy right now.
For Lynn to smack Finn.
Lynn, it isn't a equal opportunity existence. We aren't here because all of these representatives care. We're here because each of these empires want to advance themselves. That's why we exist as a neutral party. No one of these empires ever is going to back down on the fact that this is advantageous to them. That means that every time any location, any party, anything happens inside a contested zone, every single one of them is going to be avidly invested in the outcome.
She just loudly sighs at this point.
And
Riker's actually... Hold on. Riker starts walking away. She's not disagreeing with you. It's just this is just too much talking for her. Like she's just
I'm a bard. What can I do except talk?
My girl.
And
I have
Riker,
a whole week reside in.
While you're sitting here, like focused in on her, talking to her about this, Riker starts walking away, and she starts taking action. She looks directly at him and says, "No, kneel," and she casts command. And he has to make a wisdom save. And he fails his wisdom save. And he kneels on the ground. And she takes out her sword. And she hands it to you. If you want to kill him,
I drive the blade through his skull. I don't even hesitate. I don't hesitate for a second.
Okay. All right.
Any other?
Roll me a straight Dex with advantage.
Dex save with advantage, huh?
He's prone, technically. I mean, he's kneeling, so...
He's not defending. Okay.
Alright. You execute him.
Okay. I turn to her and I say, it disgusts me that I have to do this. But this
is your choice.
Sure. Absolutely. I turn to her and I say, absolutely it is my choice. But my choice is made in terms of what are the alternatives to my choice. What does my choice mean? My choice is in between this or that, this alternative or that alternative. And I willingly choose this alternative, no matter how shitty this alternative is. And it is a shitty alternative, as opposed to what the other alternative is. We stand here in the same spot we've stood a million times, you and I, the representatives of what you represent and what I represent. A million times here, again and again and again. In this situation, all these comes down to this. What are we attempting here? And the answer is simple from my perspective. We are attempting the betterment of not only humankind, not only dwarven kind, not only lizard kind, not only elven kind. We are attempting the betterment of sentient individuals at the cost of something else. So you tell me, here we are, you've joined us, you've approached us because this is your area of expertise. Here we are on this mission. Here we are on this hard task. We're here. We're making these decisions. You've approached us. Why are we here? What are we doing? What are we doing different? These are hard decisions with individuals we care about. But nevertheless, with a decision that is also transparently obvious. Why are we here? What do we do this for?
Well, there was a country that hired us to do a job.
Sure. It's not a country. That ignores the point. We are not here on one country's behalf. We are here on multiple countries' behalf. No, we aren't. We are the bracers.
I'm having an allergic reaction to the black phonons.
I fart some black phonons into his face.
Say something.
What? Real quick, I'm gonna actually say this.
I believe every word.
I'm gonna say this now, even though no one is here to see this. Your black phonons are gone. right now. None of what you just did was black at all.
Thank you.
It was a little bit black.
I must say this. I'm sorry, but this was purely
We
evil
must,
act.
all of us, unite against Belorin. He is
He
toxic
just
to
murdered
all of us.
someone in cold blood who was trying to walk away. How's that not
Yeah.
black?
Because he's doing it for the greater good. That is
No, he's just spouting a bunch of nonsense to try to justify it. He wanted to murder a guy.
I can easily see an argument for extreme black and for absolutely no black at all.
Then I can.
I don't care about the blackness. This was pure evil.
Pure evil? Are you kidding me?
Hold on.
No,
Hold
Oh
on,
my
no,
god,
hold
Henry
on.
started on
Let's
pure
not-
evil.
Let's not.
You
You want
let's
to
not move on.
negotiate with
Hold
me
on,
on pure
hold
evil?
Hold on. Before we get into this discussion, I want to rewind a little bit because I need to know something so I can make a decision on this.
Okay.
What were Finn's motives on this? What were your actual
Simple.
true motives?
I'm here because I'm a part of the bracers. The bracers. No, I don't need motives on this. I haven't even need to reach to my motives. I'm here simply on the motives of my command. I'm here for a reason. My reason is to resolve the situation. My reason is to resolve the situation in a way that does not piss off multiple fucking humanities on this, for lack of a better word, right? I'm here to make this as painless as possible for as many nation states as possible to get to this issue.
Was as
Yeah.
painless as possible for him.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, that's not black. That's what I wanted to know. Like that's.
I mean,
that
I
is
have
a
personal
greater-
motivations, but none of those have reached
That's why
that yet.
I asked.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
hold on. Yeah, I don't think you understood my question then. Like, I understand why you did it. I'm not asking, like, why did you execute this guy? I'm trying from a pure phonon or a perspective. What are your desires for this? Like, is this a purely personal motive thing here, or do you really believe that you want nations to all, get out of this equally and be in peace? Like, what are your actual desires out of this action?
I guess I could add to that. I would say that I, as my character, enjoy the ability to be in power over others.
Okay.
So there's an element of that. But
Okay.
my reasoning was totally honest.
Okay.
This shit is important. It matters. There's lots of motivated individuals. He can't walk away like that. But
So,
I'm getting a little bit of a lady boner over over the fact this guy wants to walk away and be like, oh, I'm not a part of that. And I want to be like, fuck you. You are a part of this.
okay. So, with that said, like, Lynn isn't really against you. It's just that all this talking isn't for her. Like, she's just like, at this point, she just wants to go. Like, she's just like, okay, look, I'm under your command. I understand I'm under your command. I did your command. Let's go so we can continue.
Okay.
Okay. Can I ask firstly, did we ever notice, like, does he have some god symbols on her that we can, like, tell which god she, like...
You did not notice, and no one has asked yet. So we will get to that at some point. But
Fine, okay.
for now, let's do a little fast forwarding.
Okay.
So we are going to fast forward you going back to the camp and meeting everyone up and presumably saying
you?
what happened. Yeah. So
So
it's
what do you tell the camp? What do you
Sorry,
tell all of
what
us?
do
when
I
you
tell the
return?
camp when
Yes.
I return?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, but we
I'm
will
getting a bit
ask, like,
buzzed right
okay,
now.
what did you find?
So, okay. So I returned
Murder will do that to a man.
Yeah, get you a little buzz.
Murder
That's fine.
hobo.
So, so I'm returning to the camp. I've got what's her face
Lynn.
riding bitch, not having a word to say. Yes. It's okay. It's just me
She's
explaining.
tired of talking. She's tired of talking.
She's tired
She's
of
just
talking.
tired
That's
of
what I
talking.
mean. I'm tired
all
of
of us.
What happened
and
if
all
I
of
were
us
tired of
see
talking?
See you arrive, and all of us see you arrive, and we say, "Okay, cool, you're back. What happened?"
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
what do
I'm
you say?
fine. Okay. I say, our man Riker, as you might have gathered from the last fucking fight with the auntie, had a difference of opinion midway through, post agreeing with our decision. He left wanting to tell his people that his needs weren't met.
Okay, so
And
I say that.
That's
You
not
killed him.
How is
didn't
that
you,
lying?
Finn?
I'm asking. Are
No,
you
no, I
trying
don't-
You
I
killed
feel
him,
like that's
didn't
lying.
you, Finn?
I'm
Okay,
getting
so
there.
you're just
Finn killed him.
Oh,
That's
right?
how I open.
Is he
okay.
dead now? You've killed him, haven't you?
You asked me that question?
So
Yes.
Sure, I respond
And-
to that. I say yes, he's dead now.
and as Finn
Predictable.
approaches you all,
Mhm.
it's very strange. His aura has changed after these actions. Now it is almost an equal mix of black and yellow, just as Riker's was.
okay,
Cool.
wait. So when he said that he killed him, I
Years
wanted-
of like 2011, my roommate just listened to Black and Yellow like for like
Okay,
3 or
So
4
his
hours
aura was
straight.
kind of an asshole.
Black and
Black
Yellow.
and Yellow, Black and Yellow, Black and Yellow.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, Belorin will come closer to Finn, and I will ask, wait, you killed him? What exactly happened?
I actually drop to my knees as he says this. And I place my head in his hands and I say, I understand. I hear your criticism. I hear your accusation. You're asking, did I kill him? And I want to.
What happened? Why did you have to kill him? How did it happen?
I wish to answer that if you give me just a moment, Belorin.
Oh boy.
It worked this way. This man wanted nothing to do with peace, nothing to do with harmony, wanted nothing to do with the mutual acceptance of these groups. This man wanted the acceptance of his empire above and beyond everyone else's. No one else's desires mattered except his. And we're in this shitty position where we are negotiating among 4 groups, and I have no option. If I let him go, he poisons everything. And I bow down, and I get on my knees, and I say, and I put my hands above my head, and I say, I understand this makes me a murderer. I killed him by my decisions, and I understand that. And I, not to you, but to your God, to the greater good, I ask that I be judged in the greater good of what this meant for our species and our countries, our species, and our companions. I didn't do this for personal gain, but this was a shitty decision. This was a terrible choice to make, and I submit that I made this for the greater good, and I am willing to be judged by your gods and mine, by other individuals, by humanity. And I put my hands over my head and I say,
Okay.
I suffer for this.
Hold on, Belorin. So let's. Well,
Wait,
This-
can I before?
None of that was a lie.
I had a really important thing about your god I wanted to say before you say anything. Is that specifically clerics of Jupiter and very serious natures like this can perform an almost ritual of judgment. If you feel that you cannot make this judgment yourself, that you need the judgment of your god, you have a ritual for that, to take it out of your hands and to have him be judged in the light of Jupiter.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to do. Okay, Finn, just to make sure, did he wrong you some? What he did that we couldn't continue with our mission?
He deliberately sabotaged any communication between his group and others, and tried to leave, and the decision of leaving, to say his decision of leaving, his choice of leaving our group, was to say that the goals of his empire were unmet, despite any attempt on our own to say that his goals were being accommodated. His goal of leaving was to say his empire was not represented. In other words, if he made it home, his message to others would be, our empire was not met. Our empire was unrepresented. Our goals were unmet. We were being taken advantage of. There's no lie there. If I have to roll
So-
for something, let me know.
No,
It'd be
that's
persuasion,
not
yeah.
about lie. It's
I'm happy to roll persuasion. Do I need to roll persuasion?
Belorin is thinking for a second.
I need to pee, so I need half a second. You think for a second. I'm gonna pee. I'm gonna grab
Okay,
more
go
port,
for it.
and then we'll go from there.
There's more port still? I don't
I thought
believe
he.
that for a
I
second.
thought he said he was out. I thought.
He definitely said that was the end of the bottle.
You're gonna
None,
okay.
yeah. Assuming the thing about his motivation being for the greater good, then none of what he said since coming back has been a lie at all.
Yeah. So I guess the question
I'm not
is, as
considering
a
lie.
character, yeah,
I'm considering that it was done in injustice,
Mm.
which is against the god. So
Hmm.
He did just
what he
command
exactly
a guy
did
to kneel and then
is he
kill him.
forced him to come with
Yeah.
us, gain nothing, or leave. He wasn't a threat. He wasn't anything to us, and
I
he
know.
just killed him.
Yeah, he just
That's
murdered
evil.
a guy.
That's evil. It's just evil.
It is pretty evil, yeah. I would say so.
This is kind of like, this is something that comes up. I mean, some of you might play WoW, some of you might not, but like Illidan Stormrage is someone who does lots of evil shit, but all of it. And so like there's just tons of people that are like, he's pure evil, and there's tons of people that are like, no, he's super good, he's as good as it gets. And this is kind of like the same exact thing. It's like,
Yeah,
if
but there
that-
are
all
no
of
like.
if all of the small things he does are just evil, which sure, just killing someone in cold blood is evil, but are all for the greater good, which one is it? You can't really say.
And you know what they call that, Xylo, in this world? They call
What's
that yellow-black.
Black and yellow.
Black and yellow.
Yeah.
Black and
Always
yellow,
gonna be
black and
black and
yellow,
yellow.
black and
Alright.
yellow, black and
What have I
yellow.
missed?
Yeah.
He
Black
was
and
just
yellow.
he was just talking about how they were talking about how like they feel like the decision or the actual act was definitely an injustice and technically evil. However, the intention being for the greater good makes it kind of morally gray.
Who was
And so
saying
that's
this?
it was just kind of an open discussion.
Between.
How is that greater good if you didn't give him choice? You forced him. You
Hold
say
on.
you come with us.
You
You
talking
gain
to
nothing.
me?
You didn't let him go.
Are you
he
talking
wanted
to me?
Yes.
I think it was super black. I think it was just clearly black. This is my
If
opinion.
he said, "I'm going through even like I'm going in even through you," that's okay. That's
How can you're asking me how can I defend that despite the fact it wasn't a choice, it was just me killing him or not killing him? Because his alternatives, what he wanted to do, were absolutely detrimental to everyone else besides him. So you ask me how can it be positive from my perspective? Everything he wanted was negative. In
we are not to judge that.
what do you mean we
It's-
are to judge that? His actions have outcomes in
His
the same way that I have
intentions,
outcomes.
his like desires, that's not up to us to judge.
What are you talking
He did
about?
nothing
His
to
desires
wrong
and
you.
his
He
actions.
did nothing to wrong you.
His actions have outcomes. If you can't see the outcomes of his actions, then I don't know what to tell you. You must be fucking retarded.
We made it sure that our priority is the mission that we will
Sure.
go and complete. He
And-
wasn't in the way.
Yes, he was. He was literally in the way.
He wanted
his
to
outcomes.
leave.
His
He was
out-
in the way. He was in the way.
He was-
He wanted to leave.
He
his
was
outcomes were
definitely an
literally in the
idiot.
way. His outcomes
He
are
was in the way,
literally.
He would be out of the way if he left.
There was no guarantee that he would be out of the way.
I guess I'm
like
not
he
sure
told
who I'm
us that he
talking to.
was joining our party and then he disappeared while we were asleep
but
to
at
go
this
toward
moment-
the disturbance.
I'm waiting, like, if the God will judge you
You
Go
for
on.
your
You-
actions.
If your God would judge me,
So hold on, but
My God.
There are
to
If
kind
you
of
don't
re-
tears
hold on,
coming
hold
down
on,
my
hold on,
face.
hold on, to rewind, Belorin again. So when you say that, I think it would be more in character as a cleric of Jupiter, that if you want Jupiter to judge this action, you call for your ritual. So you should ask if that's what you want. You should ask out loud to Finn, to Jupiter, let us do the ritual of judgment. If that is how you feel, if that is what
Yes.
you should do.
you say that.
So you
say that.
So you say that.
Yes,
Say
I
that.
want to do that.
No, don't tell me I want to do that. Tell me what you say.
It's like, starting to be tired. I don't know exactly.
Ricky has had a long day, everyone. He's been at the gym all day. He only took a small nap. It's like
7 a.m.
It's like 7 a.m. there.
I'm sorry, Ricky, I don't mean to shit on you with this, but I think it would be interesting to hear the.
He just wants to hear the RP, like
I'm one of the characters
I
RP.
understand, but this is like first time happening this like this.
Sure.
Okay. I want like Baron will throw like to the skies and he will
you hear the words.
follow
You turn up.
Scott.
You turn up to your god and you say, "Daddy."
Piss off.
How about not?
No, I'm
like
here.
So
if
I
you
mean,
are
you can
somehow
just command
present,
it. Yeah.
if you are somehow present and you are like you know what is happening over here, can we do the judgment ritual upon this person which did some horrible things in injustice? How do you like, is it like, can you forgive him or does he need to be punished?
So I'm gonna do something really cool, and I want to prove it real quick.
You're gonna show us some dice roll.
I rolled a nat 20 on this.
Okay.
So what happens? What happens is that as you plead to Jupiter to have this judgment, you are instantly overtaken by him. You feel the presence of Jupiter fully consume your body, Belorin. And as yellow phonons glow on your eyes and your mouth, you hear the voice of Jupiter. You have been deemed worthy of being judged. State your case and your claim in this, and I will judge you myself or strike you down.
I like those options. Be right or be dead.
FilthyRobot
no,
repeats
it's
every single thing
he's
said.
talking through me
okay,
to you.
hold on. Yes, and let me add this because this is really important about Jupiter as a god character. He says, you must speak the full truth of your intentions to your actions. Do not deceive. And speak. And then he waits for you to speak. So he's basically saying, like, you're saying your actions are just. Him as a cleric, he was being summoned, or Jupiter was being summoned to judge you. This is kind of like a mini trial. Make your case. Why did you do this? Was this just? So he's personally here through Belorin so that you can make your case, and he can cast the judgment.
Paladin, let's go, cleric.
Well, no. He's asking you. Like,
yes, me? I've already said my words. What do I have to say again?
Okay, then yeah, we'll just have
nothing
to
I've said has been bullshit whatsoever.
No, it's not. But he wasn't here for that, so he
wants me to repeat myself. The god has literally been like, I'm here now. Say what you just said a moment ago, because I'm a god and I can't represent that. Seriously?
He's not like our god where he's omnipresent. Like
our god? Speak for yourself, my friend.
You're being overly difficult now, Phil.
Sorry, okay. I don't mean to be overly difficult. Tell me what you're telling.
Look, we can fast forward that easily. You just make your case, but how are you being humble about it? Like, are you like respecting him as a god? How are you presenting yourself?
I guess in this case with I liked Riker. He initially presented well. So my representation of that is sorrowful. I don't want to cast him into the depths of hell for anyone. I wanted him to be on board with this because it made rational sense. All of these parties would be represented if Riker was represented. The fact that he said, I'm not being represented, our party wants more than this, fucks with my head on some level. We're all here. Everyone has a stake in this. Riker decided his stake was more important. That kills me. It makes no sense with anything else that's been happening. So what is my representation to the next level of jury here? Similar to that. It is, I expected there are multiple interests here. I expected no one rationale would be okay for everyone. I expected there would be compromise here. But his decision was literally no compromise. Fuck everyone. That's his decision. And of course that wasn't going to work. Everyone else involved was never going to let that work. So where do I stand from a rationale? I stand from the fact that that's insane. No one would allow his outcome for that, because his outcome only ever benefited one faction, and there are 4 to 5 factions being represented here. And there are 4 to 5 factions being represented here in a stake where that's excruciatingly not okay. This is a high stakes negotiation. He can't be like, oh, it's my stuff and everyone else gets fucked. There's too many powers that be here. That would never work. Anytime we are negotiating, we're negotiating under the understanding that we're negotiating under a global contract here. We're the bracers. That's why we're here. There's no way his belief would ever work. So where am I from that? I'm like, that would never fucking work. That's insane. Don't do that. I tried to talk him out of that. He's not willing to talk him out of that. He's got to suffer the repercussions. The repercussions are no one would ever fucking allow that. If he thinks he can walk away with that assumption, he's insane. Everyone who believes that, who voices that, is going to die. That's just the way of the world. Here we are, multiple nationalities, multiple interests representing ourselves, and he thinks he's going to be able to cast that. So I guess, I don't know. What else do you want from me on that? He clearly is insane believing that would work.
Sorry, so like his choice is better. Like you told him, like, you come with us, you might die here, and we will not let you get anything from it. What's the point of risking life for nothing?
I told him
leaving. That's what he did, what he wanted to do.
I told him, you can't say to yourself.
Belorin's being possessed by Zeus right now, yes?
I'm not talking like this is out of character.
Sorry. Yeah, sure.
Oh, you want me to justify myself? I can happily justify myself. Just let me know what I'm doing.
This is just.
I think, and tell me if I'm wrong. I think what he's most confused about is why he still had to die. Like, what in the end does that
I know
gain?
you keep saying it over again, but it still doesn't make sense.
His obsession with the outcome, because his outcome, he assumes that the outcomes are, he will either walk away with his party intact, or he will walk away with his party not intact, and none of it acknowledges where he's actually at. He's in this node, and the node is all of known powers are here negotiating. All of the powerful entities are here with a representative, and he is one of them. And his desire was to come home and say, all the power goes to my node. He's fucking insane. There's like 7 or 8 or 6 or 5 or 4 or 3 other entities who are like, we're all fighting for the outcome.
I have to correct one thing. He didn't say that specifically. He didn't say my way or the highway. He said I'm out. Like, I'm done. Like, he didn't say.
That is meaningless. You can
say
this.
So what does Zeus say?
Yeah, that's why I'm like leaving it up to God what he thinks. Like,
so as a GM, that's what I think. I'm the only thing I'm stuck on is that you keep saying that he was saying he was gonna go back and like raise hell, but that's not what he said. He's saying I failed. I'm going home. Like, that's what he said. He didn't say I'm going to stop everything and title crush everything in the art of war. He didn't say that. He said I'm going home and telling my king I failed.
But let's look at that. Here we are. We're in this excruciatingly painful, meaningful, impactful negotiation, right? Everybody else has said, we sacrifice these elements. We give up these things to come out with this outcome. The outcome is not perfect. The outcome is literally a compromise. We don't like this outcome. You don't like this outcome. But the outcome is an outcome that all of us accept because it's better for all of us than the outcome of any one individual. He has said, fuck your outcome. I don't believe in your outcome. I'm not willing to be a part of your outcome. I don't agree to your outcome. I want better than that, and I'm going to abide by the fact that I'll be like, I didn't agree to that, I'm going home. That's bullshit. It sets up for future wars. It sets up for future people being like, this is imperfect, this takes advantage of us. It sets up for all sorts of individual inequalities because he's not willing to compromise. And it's bullshit. Sell me that.
So,
sell
if
me
this
his
is true,
sell me his
so
belief.
I will sell you this. If it is true that he will go home and he will say that, and it will cause such a huge wave that it ignites something within this empire, and they go into aggressive war, more aggressive than before, then how does this change anything if that's what they're already believing? If that is their already belief that we need to find something and then take over this continent or whatever their goal might be, then how does Riker dying change that? If Riker doesn't come home with the power, if Riker doesn't come home with the power, Riker is dead. They don't have power. Let's continue looking for power and then take over
of what you just said, though, because the one is Riker negotiated some sort of power agreement, and that's okay. The alternative is Riker is fucking insane. And
let's think of the end outcome, like the end goal here. What changes in the end is what I'm asking. Like, from a perspective of the end of this, all these events, what is changed from the outlook of the Empire?
The amount of information that the Empire gets, that's it.
That is it, exactly. So the only thing you actually prevented was just Riker being able to report, we lose.
Right.
Because they failed anyway, because he has other troops. He informed, if I don't come back, he will not come back, and his troops will come home and say we failed. That's what's gonna happen anyway.
So that's where you kind of lose me a little bit, Filthy, is that I don't see the actual end outcome being that different. If it is true that the information he would give would aggravate something to such an extent because that is their belief, I just don't see them not doing it anyway if they were already that aggressive and already that like zoned in to this is our goal, this is what we're going to do. I just don't see it changing. So I guess that's where you kind of lose me on this, is that I understand why you did it. I understand the whole like why Finn as a character did it, but I'm just not convinced that the end goal is different enough to make a difference.
Getting a bit drunk, so it's hard to respond to that concisely, but it seems like to me that there's a couple things on that. It's if you are waiting to see the outcome, and the outcome is, do I do this because of ideological beliefs, or do I do this because it's just, I don't know how to describe it. It's like
revenge, like
how do I say this?
Like
it's
throwing a tantrum. Like
if you motivate someone to say, oh, okay, you aren't welcome here because, you know, your people aren't welcome here. That's one thing. If you motivate someone to say, you aren't welcome here because fuck your dad, he was here, and fuck him, you know, it seems like another thing. And I'm not sure that's very clear for a differentiation here, but it seems like to me that there is a degree of differentiation here. It's like the people saying, we had a representative, what is that representative's outcome?
So you're saying it's almost like an excuse. Like it's almost like an excuse, like we were wronged, we're gonna do this now. Is that what you're getting at? Like
I'm
it's
not
like
sure. Say that again.
So it's like an excuse for them to do it. Like basically they said, we were wronged in this conflict, so now we're going to be aggressive because we were wronged and we were not treated equal. Is that it?
I think that is a possibility for someone's interest, is to say, hey, we decided we wanted this stuff, it didn't happen, we were wronged, we're interested, we're still interested in that, we're still represented. Yes, I think that is a possibility.
I guess my main thing is that like there's obviously tons of assumptions being made, like all around, like just in general, like just like how they're going to interpret certain things. But it's just that it's just kind of interesting that I like what happened. Like it was a good character moment and everything. It's just that I guess as a person, maybe I just don't fully buy into it myself. Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, I guess either way, it's 12 our time, 12 my time.
So,
We're well past what we've agreed for making these videos. So, gentlemen, I think we may have to cut the part here. I'd be interested in this negotiation for next time. Unfortunately, next time is going to be a little bit longer than we'd like. Our DM is out of town for next weekend, so it will be the weekend after. But we're going to cut the part here. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and we'll see you soon. And you guys can comment. I'm interested to hear your comments on the, Jesus, what we call it?
Murder.
yeah,
What
murder.
would you call it?
I'm very interested to hear comments on this.
We have two
this
people wanting to
episode.
call it
I'm
murder.
also interested because you two didn't say anything about it. Like you didn't say much.
Jesus
Like
Christ,
you didn't
let's
join
not get their input at all. We want to hear the input, but not their input.
I mean, no matter if it was right or wrong, it was murder. I mean, that's just a fact.
We got ideas
like I
out there.
said
Let's
when-
hear. What's your input?
All right.
Please let us know. Thank you very
Cool.
much for watching. We'll see you soon. It will be a week, but we'll do it from there. Thanks very much for watching, guys. See you soon. Thanks for watching.